Breaking the Cycle, Overcoming Poverty and Child Abuse. Copyright symbol October 2023. Grosser teaser. Breaking the Cycle, Overcoming Poverty and Child Abuse takes readers on a profound journey through the intertwined web of poverty and child abuse that plagues societies worldwide. This eye-opening exploration delves deep into the causes, consequences, and most importantly, the solutions to this vicious cycle. Through real-life stories, expert insights, and powerful narratives of resilience, this book offers a path towards breaking free from the chains of suffering that bind generations. It's a call to action, a testament to the human spirit, and a guide to creating a brighter, more compassionate future for all. Join us on this transformative journey as we uncover the keys to unlocking a world where poverty and child abuse are mere relics of the past, and where hope, resilience, and compassion reign supreme. Introduction. In the intricate tapestry of human existence, the threads of poverty and child abuse are woven together in a distressing pattern, one that has persisted through generations, affecting countless lives and leaving an indelible mark on society. The cycle of poverty and child abuse is not merely a societal challenge, it is a profound and multifaceted issue that strikes at the heart of our shared humanity. In this exploration, we embark on a journey to understand the significance of this cycle, to unravel the complex web of causes and consequences, and, most importantly, to illuminate the pathways toward breaking this relentless cycle. The stories within these pages are not just stories of adversity and struggle, they are also stories of resilience, hope, and transformation. The cycle of poverty and child abuse is a challenge that transcends borders, cultures, and socio-economic boundaries. It is an issue that affects communities in both developed and developing nations, with far-reaching implications for individuals, families, and society as a whole. As we delve into this subject, we aim to uncover the layers of complexity that surround it, and in doing so, we hope to foster a deeper understanding of the profound changes that are needed to create a world where this cycle is but a distant memory. The purpose of this book is clear: to shed light on the cycle of poverty and child abuse, to illuminate the interconnectedness of these issues, and to inspire collective action to break this cycle once and for all. As we embark on this journey, we invite you, the reader, to join us in this vital exploration, a journey that promises not only to challenge our preconceptions but also to provide the knowledge, insight, and inspiration needed to transform the lives of countless individuals and communities. Now, let us begin our quest to understand and ultimately overcome the cycle of poverty and child abuse, a journey that holds the promise of a brighter, more compassionate future for us all. The cycle of poverty and child abuse is not a distant or abstract phenomenon, it is a force that profoundly shapes the lives of individuals and the well-being of entire communities. To truly grasp the significance of this cycle, it is essential to recognize the deep and far-reaching impact it exerts on the very fabric of society. At its core, this cycle robs individuals of their potential and dreams. It stifles the aspirations of young minds, extinguishing the flames of hope before they have a chance to burn brightly. For children born into poverty and abuse, the future can often appear as an unattainable horizon, forever out of reach. These children, our children, are denied the opportunities and support necessary to break free from the grip of poverty and abuse. But the consequences extend beyond the individual. Communities burdened by high rates of poverty and child abuse face a multitude of challenges. The cycle sows the seeds of despair, giving rise to cycles of crime, substance abuse, and domestic violence. It strains healthcare systems, overburdens social services, and challenges educators and caregivers alike. The cycle, like a relentless storm, casts a shadow over the collective well-being of entire neighborhoods, cities, and regions. This profound impact is not limited to one geographic location, culture, or demographic. It transcends borders, affecting urban and rural areas, affluent and underserved populations alike. The cycle is a pervasive force, and its impact is felt in the most vulnerable corners of our society. In the chapters that follow, we will delve deeper into the root causes, consequences, and, most importantly, the solutions to break this cycle. As we journey through the stories of individuals and communities, we will come to understand that while the cycle may be relentless, so too is the resilience and determination of those who strive to overcome it. The pages of this book serve as a testament to the significance of these issues, as well as a call to action. For it is in our collective power to change the trajectory of countless lives, to heal communities, and to build a future where the cycle of poverty and child abuse is nothing more than a painful memory. The cycle of poverty and child abuse is a formidable adversary, but it is not invincible. It can be understood, dissected, and ultimately dismantled. The purpose of this book is to embark on a journey of discovery and transformation. Our mission is threefold: to understand the causes, to comprehend the consequences, and, above all, to unearth the solutions that will finally break the cycle of poverty and child abuse. The pages ahead are a roadmap, a guide for those who seek to navigate the complex terrain of these issues, with the ultimate destination being a brighter, more compassionate future. Understanding the causes is the first step on this journey. We will delve deep into the roots of poverty and child abuse, unveiling the systemic, economic, and social factors that perpetuate this cycle. We will explore the intricate web of circumstances that often lead individuals and families down a path of hardship and adversity. By understanding these causes, we gain a foothold, a firm grasp on the roots that must be unearthed to initiate change. But knowledge alone is not enough. This book also seeks to shine a spotlight on the consequences that reverberate through generations, affecting individuals and communities in myriad ways. It is vital that we grasp the full extent of the human cost, for it is this understanding that fuels our determination to break free from the cycle's grip. Yet, the heart of this journey lies in the solutions. Within these pages, we will explore the innovative programs, the grassroots initiatives, and the policy changes that hold the promise of transformation. We will celebrate the stories of resilience and hope, where individuals, families, and communities have defied the odds and emerged victorious. Our purpose is not to offer a singular, one-size-fits-all solution, rather, it is to equip you, the reader, with knowledge, insights, and inspiration. With these tools in hand, you can become a catalyst for change, a force that contributes to the collective effort to break the cycle. As you turn the pages, we invite you to join us on this vital exploration. Together, we will journey through the heartache and the triumph, the despair and the hope, the complexity and the clarity. Together, we will uncover the solutions that hold the power to break the relentless cycle of poverty and child abuse. So, let us begin this journey of understanding, compassion, and transformation, a journey that holds the promise of a brighter, more compassionate future for us all. Chapter 1: Understanding the cycle. In the heart of every challenge lies an opportunity for change. In the realm of social issues, few challenges are as deeply entrenched and multifaceted as the cycle of poverty and child abuse. To embark on a journey toward breaking this cycle, it is paramount that we first understand its intricacies, the web of factors that binds individuals and communities to its relentless rhythm. Section: Defining the cycle. At its core, the cycle of poverty and child abuse is a self-perpetuating pattern of disadvantage. It is a cycle where one factor begets another, creating a complex web of adversity that can span generations. To understand this cycle, we must first define it, peeling back the layers to reveal its inner workings. Defining poverty. Poverty, in its essence, is a state of economic and material deprivation. It is more than just a lack of financial resources, it is the deprivation of opportunities, choices, and access to essential services. Poverty can manifest in various forms, from income poverty to multidimensional poverty, encompassing factors such as education, healthcare, and living conditions. Defining child abuse. Child abuse, on the other hand, encompasses a range of harmful behaviors and neglect directed toward children. It includes physical, emotional, and sexual abuse, as well as neglect or abandonment. Child abuse can leave deep emotional scars, affecting a child's well-being well into adulthood. Understanding the interconnection. What makes this cycle particularly insidious is the interconnection between poverty and child abuse. Poverty can increase the risk of child abuse due to stressors such as financial strain and inadequate access to support services. Simultaneously, the consequences of child abuse can perpetuate poverty by impacting a child's physical and psychological health, educational attainment, and future economic opportunities. Section: The relentless cycle. To truly appreciate the cycle's tenacity, it is vital to understand that it is not a linear progression but a web of causality, where each element reinforces the other. Poverty increases the risk of child abuse, and child abuse, in turn, deepens the cycle of poverty, creating a seemingly impenetrable loop. This chapter will dissect this cycle, providing insights into how it begins, how it persists, and the ways in which it shapes lives and communities. Through stories, research, and the experiences of those who have navigated this treacherous terrain, we will shed light on the relentless nature of this cycle, setting the stage for our exploration of its root causes and potential solutions. As we embark on this journey of understanding, remember that knowledge is the first step toward transformation. By grasping the intricacies of the cycle of poverty and child abuse, we empower ourselves to break free from its grip and, in doing so, to create a more compassionate and equitable world for all. The cycle of poverty and child abuse is not a solitary phenomenon but a web of interconnected issues that feed into each other, intensifying the challenges faced by individuals and communities. To gain a deeper understanding of this cycle, it is crucial to explore the intricate links between poverty and child abuse and how one often serves as the harbinger of the other. Poverty as a precursor to child abuse. Poverty, with its constricting grip on economic resources and opportunities, often sets the stage for child abuse. Families mired in poverty may grapple with a host of stressors, including unemployment, financial instability, and inadequate access to basic necessities. These stressors can strain familial relationships, exacerbating tension within the household. In such circumstances, the risk of child abuse may increase as parents or caregivers contend with overwhelming stressors and a lack of support systems. Child abuse's contribution to poverty. Conversely, child abuse can have a profound and lasting impact on a child's life trajectory, contributing to the perpetuation of poverty. Children who experience abuse may struggle with emotional and psychological scars that affect their overall well-being. This can manifest in poor academic performance, emotional difficulties, and a heightened vulnerability to adverse life events. The long-term consequences of child abuse can limit educational and employment opportunities, potentially locking survivors into a cycle of economic disadvantage. The vicious cycle. The intertwining of poverty and child abuse creates a vicious cycle, wherein each issue reinforces the other. Poverty heightens the risk of child abuse, and child abuse, in turn, deepens the cycle of poverty. This dynamic underscores the complexity of the challenge we face, as breaking free from this cycle requires addressing both poverty's root causes and the consequences of child abuse. As we navigate the pages of this chapter, we will delve deeper into the complexities of this interconnection. Through stories, research findings, and the experiences of those who have grappled with these issues, we aim to shed light on the cyclical nature of poverty and child abuse. By understanding the ways in which these issues perpetuate one another, we can begin to formulate strategies and interventions that hold the promise of liberation from this relentless cycle. Beyond the data and definitions, it is imperative to recognize the human faces behind the cycle of poverty and child abuse. Statistics can provide valuable insights, but it is the stories of real individuals that illuminate the profound and often devastating human cost of this cycle. The unseen suffering. In the United States, it is estimated that more than 1 in 5 children live in poverty. For these children, the harsh reality of financial deprivation shapes their daily lives. They may endure hunger, overcrowded living conditions, and limited access to quality education and healthcare. Their experiences are not just statistics but tangible, lived hardships that affect their physical, emotional, and psychological well-being. Faces of resilience. Amidst these challenges, there are stories of resilience, children who, against all odds, thrive in the face of adversity. These stories remind us that potential is not bound by circumstance. Yet, for many others, the weight of poverty bears down heavily, diminishing their prospects and limiting their dreams. Real-life stories. Let us introduce you to Maria, a young girl living in a low-income neighborhood, where crime and substance abuse are rampant. She dreams of becoming a doctor, but her daily reality is marred by the fear of violence and the instability of her living conditions. Or consider James, a teenager who has experienced neglect and emotional abuse at home. His academic potential remains untapped, overshadowed by the turmoil within his family. Consequences of child abuse. Child abuse, too, leaves a trail of human suffering. Sarah, a survivor of severe physical abuse during her childhood, carries the scars, both physical and emotional, into adulthood. Her struggle with mental health issues and trauma affects her relationships, her education, and her ability to find stable employment. The hidden epidemic. These stories are not isolated incidents but representative of a hidden epidemic that affects countless lives across the globe. Child abuse remains vastly underreported, with many cases shrouded in silence and shame. For every story we hear, there are countless more that remain untold, lives marked by pain and trauma. Section: The urgency of change. The human cost of the cycle of poverty and child abuse is immeasurable. It is a cost that extends beyond individual lives, affecting communities, societies, and the collective well-being of humanity. As we navigate the pages ahead, let these stories and statistics serve as a reminder of the urgency of change. The cycle's relentlessness demands our attention, our empathy, and our commitment to breaking free from its grip. It is a journey fraught with challenges, but it is also one brimming with the potential to transform lives and communities. Chapter 2: Root Causes. The cycle of poverty and child abuse is not an isolated phenomenon, it is deeply entwined with a multitude of underlying factors. To truly address and break this cycle, we must embark on a journey to investigate these root causes, seeking to understand the economic, social, and systemic factors that contribute to its persistence. Economic factors. At the heart of poverty lies economic deprivation. It is not solely a matter of individual choices but a complex interplay of economic factors that shape the opportunities available to individuals and families. In this section, we will delve into the economic aspects of poverty, examining income inequality, lack of access to stable employment, and the impact of economic downturns on vulnerable populations. Social factors. Poverty is not a solitary experience but a societal one, deeply influenced by social factors. Here, we will explore the role of social determinants, such as education, healthcare, and housing, in perpetuating poverty. We will also scrutinize the impact of discrimination and social exclusion, which further marginalize already vulnerable communities. Systemic factors. Poverty is sustained by systemic factors deeply embedded in our institutions and policies. These structural barriers can include limited access to quality education, inadequate healthcare systems, and a lack of social safety nets. This chapter will examine the systemic factors that create and perpetuate economic disparities and, by extension, the cycle of poverty and child abuse. Intersectionality. Understanding these root causes requires an acknowledgement of the intersectionality of poverty. Poverty does not affect all individuals equally, it disproportionately affects marginalized communities, including people of color, women, and those with disabilities. We will explore how these intersecting identities compound the challenges faced by individuals and families. Section: Unearthing the complexities. As we navigate the intricate landscape of these root causes, we must be prepared to confront their complexities. Poverty is not a monolithic entity, nor is it a problem with a one-size-fits-all solution. It is a multifaceted challenge with deeply ingrained structures and systems that must be addressed from multiple angles. In the pages ahead, we will dissect these root causes, unraveling the threads that weave the fabric of poverty. By gaining a comprehensive understanding of the economic, social, and systemic factors at play, we take a significant step toward breaking the cycle. This journey of exploration will lay the foundation for our pursuit of effective strategies and interventions aimed at dismantling the cycle of poverty and child abuse. The cycle of poverty and child abuse is an intricate tapestry of adversity, and to address it comprehensively, we must turn our gaze towards the factors that lead to child abuse within impoverished communities. While poverty can be seen as a precursor to child abuse, we must delve deeper into the specific dynamics and conditions that elevate the risk of abuse in these vulnerable settings. The vulnerability of impoverished communities. Impoverished communities often face a unique set of challenges that can create an environment conducive to child abuse. In this section, we will explore how the lack of resources, social support, and access to essential services can heighten vulnerability. We will also consider the stresses that parents or caregivers in these communities may experience, which can, in some cases, manifest as harmful behaviors towards children. Impact of stressors. Stressors such as unemployment, financial strain, and housing instability can erode the emotional well-being of adults within impoverished communities. The pressure to provide for their families and the absence of a safety net can intensify the stress experienced by parents or caregivers. This, in turn, can increase the likelihood of abusive behaviors within the household. Community factors. Child abuse is not solely a family issue, it is also influenced by broader community dynamics. We will examine how factors like neighborhood violence, social isolation, and a lack of access to community resources can amplify the risk of child abuse. These environmental stresses can contribute to the breakdown of social networks that might otherwise provide a protective buffer for children. Intersection of poverty and child abuse. It is important to recognize the intersectionality of these issues. Poverty and child abuse are not isolated challenges but deeply intertwined. This section will illuminate how the economic hardships faced by impoverished communities can amplify the risk of child abuse, affecting the emotional and psychological well-being of children. Section: the quest for solutions. While this examination of the factors leading to child abuse within impoverished communities may be sobering, it is a necessary step on the path toward change. By understanding the specific challenges faced by these communities, we can better tailor our interventions and support systems to address their unique needs. As we journey through this section, let us keep in mind that the ultimate goal is not just awareness but the development of effective strategies to break the cycle and create a safer, more nurturing environment for all children, regardless of their socio-economic circumstances. At the heart of the cycle of poverty and child abuse lies a complex interplay of family dynamics shaped by economic adversity. Understanding the intricacies of this relationship is paramount as we seek to dismantle this cycle. In this section, we will embark on an exploration of how poverty and family dynamics intersect, examining the profound impact they have on one another. Financial strain and family stress. Poverty often inflicts financial strain on families, affecting everything from housing stability to access to basic necessities. This financial strain can permeate the family environment, creating a tense atmosphere marked by constant worries about making ends meet. These stresses can strain parent-child relationships and elevate the risk of child abuse. Impact on parenting styles. The constant juggling of financial hardships can lead to changes in parenting styles. Some parents may become overwhelmed and less emotionally available to their children. In contrast, others might resort to harsh discipline methods as a response to their own frustration and stress. These shifts in parenting styles can be detrimental to children's emotional well-being. The cycle of interactions. Poverty and family dynamics often create a cycle of interactions that perpetuates the challenges faced by both parents and children. Children growing up in poverty may internalize the stress and insecurity they witness at home, affecting their own emotional development. The strain on parents, in turn, can impair their ability to provide the emotional support and guidance that children need. Societal stigma and isolation. Families grappling with poverty often face societal stigma, which can compound the challenges they experience. This isolation can further erode the family's support network, leaving them even more vulnerable to stressors and abusive behaviors. Breaking the cycle. As we delve into the complexities of the relationship between poverty and family dynamics, it becomes clear that breaking the cycle requires not only addressing the economic disparities but also providing comprehensive support for families. This support must encompass not only financial assistance but also resources for improving parenting skills, access to mental health services, and opportunities for economic empowerment. Section: Seeking Solutions. Our journey through this section will bring to light the multifaceted nature of the relationship between poverty and family dynamics. As we examine the challenges faced by families in poverty, we must also begin to envision a future where families are empowered to thrive despite economic hardships. The path to breaking the cycle lies in our ability to provide holistic support and resources that strengthen family bonds and create nurturing environments for children to grow and flourish. Chapter 3: Consequences of the cycle. The cycle of poverty and child abuse is not merely a temporary phase in the lives of those affected, it casts a long shadow that extends far beyond childhood. In this chapter, we will delve into the profound and enduring consequences of growing up in poverty and experiencing child abuse, shedding light on the lifelong impact it can have on individuals. Emotional and psychological scars. For children growing up in poverty and experiencing abuse, the emotional and psychological scars can linger well into adulthood. These scars manifest as anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorders, affecting the individual's mental health and overall well-being. Impaired education and opportunities. Poverty often limits access to quality education, which is a critical stepping stone to a brighter future. As a result, individuals who grow up in poverty may face limited opportunities for personal and professional growth, perpetuating the cycle of economic adversity. Interpersonal challenges. The cycle can also lead to challenges in forming and maintaining healthy relationships. Individuals who have experienced abuse or grown up in impoverished environments may struggle with trust issues, emotional intimacy, and communication skills. Health disparities. Poverty and child abuse contribute to health disparities that persist throughout life. Individuals from these backgrounds may experience higher rates of chronic illnesses, lower life expectancies, and decreased access to healthcare services. Economic hardships. Breaking free from the cycle can be a Herculean task. Many individuals who have grown up in poverty face ongoing economic hardships, struggling to secure stable employment and financial security. Generational impact. The consequences of the cycle can extend to future generations. Children who have experienced poverty and abuse are more likely to perpetuate these conditions within their own families unless intervention and support are provided. Section: A call for intervention. As we explore the far-reaching consequences of the cycle of poverty and child abuse, it becomes evident that its effects are not confined to a particular phase of life. Instead, they reverberate across the lifespan, affecting individuals in multifaceted ways. Our understanding of these long-term consequences serves as a poignant reminder of the urgency of intervention and support. In the pages ahead, we will discuss strategies and initiatives aimed at breaking this cycle and mitigating its enduring impact on individuals and communities. The cycle of poverty and child abuse casts a wide net of consequences, affecting various aspects of an individual's life. In this section, we will delve into the multifaceted impact on physical and mental health, education, and the opportunities that shape an individual's future. Physical health disparities. Growing up in poverty and experiencing child abuse can take a toll on an individual's physical health. These experiences are associated with high rates of chronic illnesses, inadequate nutrition, and limited access to healthcare services. The resulting health disparities can persist throughout an individual's life. Mental health challenges. The emotional scars of poverty and child abuse often translate into mental health challenges. Conditions such as anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorders can become enduring companions, affecting an individual's daily life and overall well-being. Educational barriers. Poverty can erect formidable barriers to education. Limited access to quality schools, educational resources, and extracurricular activities can hinder a child's academic progress. Educational disparities perpetuate the cycle by limiting future opportunities. Reduced career prospects. The impact on education ripples into an individual's future career prospects. Limited access to quality education can result in restricted job options and economic instability, making it challenging to break free from the cycle of poverty. Interpersonal challenges. The emotional trauma of child abuse can disrupt an individual's ability to form healthy relationships. These challenges can affect personal and professional interactions, limiting social support networks and opportunities for growth. Generational implications. The consequences of poverty and child abuse are not confined to a single generation. Children who grow up in these conditions may pass on the same challenges to their offspring, perpetuating the cycle unless intervention and support are provided. Section: The urgency of support. As we explore the impact on physical and mental health, education, and future opportunities, it becomes clear that the cycle of poverty and child abuse leaves a lasting imprint on individuals. Understanding these far-reaching consequences underscores the urgency of providing comprehensive support and intervention. In the pages ahead, we will discuss strategies and initiatives aimed at breaking this cycle, nurturing physical and mental well-being, fostering educational success, and opening doors to a brighter future. The cycle of poverty and child abuse does not exact its toll in isolation. Its reverberations extend far beyond the individuals directly affected. In this section, we will shine a light on the profound societal costs incurred when we do not address this cycle comprehensively. These costs, both tangible and intangible, touch every corner of our communities. Tangible costs. The societal costs of the cycle manifest in concrete ways, burdening our communities and straining our resources. These include increased expenditures on healthcare to address the physical and mental health consequences, as well as investments in the criminal justice system to handle cases related to child abuse. We also witness increased spending on social services, often aimed at mitigating the economic disparities caused by poverty. Intangible costs. Beyond the tangible expenses, the cycle extracts intangible costs that are equally, if not more, significant. These include the loss of human potential, as individuals who could have contributed to society are constrained by their circumstances. It involves the erosion of social cohesion as the cycle perpetuates a sense of hopelessness and despair within communities. Intangible costs also extend to the moral and ethical toll exacted when we fail to protect our most vulnerable members. Interconnectedness of societal costs. The societal costs are interconnected and self-perpetuating. For example, untreated mental health issues resulting from the cycle can lead to increased crime rates and higher incarceration costs. The economic instability caused by limited educational opportunities can contribute to higher unemployment rates and increased reliance on social welfare programs. Future generations. The societal costs transcend generations. When we do not intervene to break the cycle, the consequences ripple into the future. Children growing up in poverty and experiencing abuse are at a higher risk of perpetuating these conditions, further amplifying the societal costs for generations to come. Section: The imperative of action. Recognizing the extensive societal costs of not addressing the cycle of poverty and child abuse underscores the imperative of taking action. It is not just an issue affecting individuals and families. It is a challenge that shapes the very fabric of our society. As we progress through this chapter, we will not only shed light on the costs but also explore the strategies and initiatives that can help alleviate this burden. Our collective responsibility is to break the cycle and build a society that nurtures the well-being of all its members. Chapter 4: Breaking the silence. In our quest to understand and combat the cycle of poverty and child abuse, we must acknowledge the significant barriers that stand in the way of addressing these critical issues. Among the most formidable of these barriers are stigma and shame. In this chapter, we will delve into the complexities surrounding these barriers, shedding light on their profound impact and the urgency of breaking the silence. The veil of stigma. Stigma is a shadowy force that shrouds issues like child abuse and poverty in secrecy and judgment. It operates at both the individual and societal levels. At the individual level, victims and survivors may feel a profound sense of shame and fear of judgment if they disclose their experiences. This fear often prevents them from seeking help or speaking out. Societal stigmatization. On a broader scale, society may stigmatize those who are living in poverty or have experienced child abuse. This societal stigmatization can manifest as stereotypes, prejudices, and discrimination, further isolating individuals and families trapped in these cycles. Shame and self-blame. Shame is closely intertwined with stigma, as individuals who have experienced poverty or child abuse may internalize feelings of shame and self-blame. This self-blame can become a formidable barrier to seeking assistance and breaking free from the cycle. Fear of retaliation. Victims and survivors may also fear retaliation from their abusers or those responsible for their economic hardships. This fear can lead to a reluctance to report abuse or seek help for fear of endangering themselves or their loved ones. Section: The power of breaking the silence. As we explore these barriers, it becomes clear that breaking the silence surrounding poverty and child abuse is a crucial step toward intervention and healing. In the pages ahead, we will not only discuss the profound impact of stigma and shame but also illuminate the power of breaking these silences. By addressing these barriers head-on, we can create a more compassionate and supportive society, one that empowers individuals to seek help, share their stories, and ultimately break free from the cycle that has held them captive for far too long. In the face of the formidable barriers posed by stigma and shame, it is imperative that we delve deeper into the significance of breaking the silence surrounding child abuse and poverty. The power of open dialogue cannot be underestimated, as it holds the key to dismantling the walls that perpetuate these cycles. Empowerment through disclosure. Breaking the silence is an act of empowerment. When individuals affected by poverty or child abuse find the courage to disclose their experiences, they take the first steps toward reclaiming their agency and seeking the help and support they need. Fostering understanding. Open dialogue fosters understanding within communities and society as a whole. By sharing stories and experiences, we dispel myths and challenge stereotypes, promoting empathy and compassion. Creating a supportive environment. Encouraging open dialogue creates a supportive environment where survivors and victims of child abuse and poverty can find solace. They no longer need to bear the weight of their experiences in isolation but can lean on the strength of their communities. Reducing isolation. Isolation is a common byproduct of stigma and shame. Breaking the silence reduces this isolation, connecting individuals with others who have faced similar challenges. This connection can be a source of immense comfort and resilience. Challenging systemic issues. Open dialogue also plays a crucial role in challenging systemic issues that perpetuate poverty and child abuse. It shines a spotlight on these problems, compelling society and policymakers to take action and implement necessary changes. Section: The healing power of stories. As we explore the importance of breaking the silence and encouraging open dialogue, it becomes evident that sharing stories is a powerful tool for transformation. Throughout this chapter, we will delve into the stories of those who have found their voices, challenged stigma, and sought help. These narratives serve as beacons of hope and inspiration, illustrating the healing power of open dialogue and the profound impact it can have on individuals, families, and communities. In the ongoing journey to break the silence surrounding child abuse and poverty, we find inspiration and hope in the stories of individuals who have summoned the courage to speak out. Their voices resonate not only with their own experiences but also with the experiences of countless others who have remained in the shadows. These stories of courage remind us that, even in the face of overwhelming obstacles, the human spirit can persevere, finding strength in vulnerability and healing in openness. The resilience of survivors. The stories of survivors of child abuse and poverty reveal a remarkable resilience that defies the darkness of their past. These individuals have weathered storms of adversity, emerging with a tenacity that inspires us all. Breaking the chains of shame. Speaking out often involves confronting the shame that has been an unwelcome companion for far too long. The narratives of those who have broken the chains of shame and chosen to share their experiences are testaments to the transformative power of disclosure. Inspiring change. These stories are not just personal accounts but also catalysts for change. They compel us to examine the systems and structures that perpetuate child abuse and poverty, motivating us to work collectively toward a more just and compassionate society. Unearthing resilience in communities. The courage of individuals to speak out ripples through communities, unearthing hidden reservoirs of resilience. These stories of hope become beacons that guide others toward healing and seeking support. Section: The path to healing. As we journey through these stories of courageous voices, we will witness the transformative power of disclosure. These narratives illustrate that, by sharing their experiences and challenging the stigma and shame that shroud these issues, individuals not only find healing for themselves but also contribute to the broader movement to break the cycle of poverty and child abuse. These stories are emblematic of the profound change that can emerge when we find the strength to speak our truths. Chapter 5: Solutions and Interventions. In our exploration of the cycle of poverty and child abuse, we've confronted the staggering challenges and enduring consequences of these interwoven issues. Now, as we turn our gaze to the future, we embark on a crucial journey to uncover the solutions and interventions that hold the promise of breaking this cycle. It is here that we discover the transformative potential of collective action and compassionate policies, illuminating the path toward a brighter, more equitable future. Collective responsibility. Breaking the cycle of poverty and child abuse requires a collective sense of responsibility. We all play a part in this endeavor, from individuals and families to communities and governments. Each of us has a role to play in building a safer, more nurturing environment for our children. Preventative measures. One of the key strategies to break the cycle is investing in preventative measures. This includes early childhood education, parenting support, and accessible mental health services. By addressing issues at their root, we can stop the cycle before it gains momentum. Empowerment and education. Empowering individuals with knowledge and education is a powerful tool for change. Education not only provides the means to escape poverty but also equips individuals with the skills to protect themselves and their children from abuse. Support systems. Developing robust support systems for families at risk is essential. This includes affordable childcare, access to healthcare, and social services that can help alleviate economic burdens and provide a safety net. Community engagement. Communities play a vital role in breaking the cycle. Encouraging community engagement and fostering connections can create protective environments that reduce the risk of child abuse and provide support for those in poverty. Legislation and policy. Policymakers have a critical role to play in enacting legislation that protects children and supports families in need. This includes laws against child abuse, housing policies, and social safety nets that lift families out of poverty. Section: Hope in Action. As we explore the range of solutions and interventions, we'll delve into concrete examples of individuals, organizations, and governments that have taken meaningful steps toward breaking the cycle. These stories of hope in action demonstrate that change is possible when we commit to creating a world where every child can thrive and where the cycle of poverty and child abuse is but a distant memory. As we seek to break the cycle of poverty and child abuse, it becomes evident that a foundation of support is essential, particularly during the critical early years of a child's life. This section explores three pivotal components in our quest for lasting change: early childhood education, parenting support, and access to healthcare. Early childhood education. Providing access to high-quality early childhood education programs is a proven strategy to disrupt the cycle of poverty and child abuse. These programs offer children a safe and stimulating environment in which to learn and develop essential skills. By investing in early education, we equip children with the tools they need to succeed academically and socially, setting them on a path toward a brighter future. Parenting support. Parenting is a demanding journey, and providing support to parents is vital to creating nurturing environments for children. Parenting support programs offer guidance, resources, and a community of fellow caregivers. These initiatives empower parents with the knowledge and skills necessary to provide a loving and secure upbringing for their children. By fostering strong and informed parenting, we break the cycle of abuse and poverty. Access to healthcare. Accessible healthcare is a fundamental human right and a crucial element in our mission to break the cycle. Families living in poverty often face barriers to healthcare access, which can lead to untreated illnesses and heightened stress. By ensuring that all individuals and families have affordable and accessible healthcare, we address both the physical and mental health needs of vulnerable communities. Healthy families are better equipped to provide stable and loving homes for their children. Section: Transforming Lives Through Early Intervention. Throughout this section, we will delve into real-world examples and success stories that showcase the transformative impact of early childhood education, parenting support, and access to healthcare. These stories demonstrate that by investing in the well-being of children and families, we not only break the cycle but also create a society where every child has the opportunity to thrive. In our pursuit of breaking the cycle of poverty and child abuse, it's essential to draw inspiration from successful programs and initiatives that have already made a significant difference in the lives of children and families. These exemplary efforts serve as beacons of hope, demonstrating that positive change is attainable and providing valuable lessons for us all. Early childhood education. Successful early childhood education programs span a spectrum of approaches, from high-quality preschools to home visitation programs. One notable example is the Head Start program in the United States, which has provided comprehensive early childhood education and support services to low-income families for over half a century. By focusing on education, health, nutrition, and parental involvement, Head Start has helped countless children break free from the cycle of poverty. Parenting support. Initiatives that offer parenting support have a profound impact on families. The Nurse Family Partnership is one such program that pairs trained nurses with first-time, low-income mothers. Through regular home visits, these nurses provide guidance on parenting, health, and personal development. The program's success in improving maternal and child health, as well as educational outcomes, underscores the significance of comprehensive support. Access to healthcare. Countries with robust healthcare systems that prioritize access for all citizens showcase the importance of this facet of our mission. For instance, Finland's healthcare system is known for its universal coverage and comprehensive services. By ensuring that all citizens, including vulnerable populations, have access to essential healthcare, Finland has achieved positive health outcomes and reduced socioeconomic disparities in health. Section: Realizing Change on a Global Scale. The success stories of these programs and initiatives demonstrate that change is not only possible but also achievable on a global scale. By learning from these experiences and replicating effective strategies, we can create a world where every child is afforded the opportunity to grow up free from the constraints of poverty and the specter of child abuse. The path to breaking the cycle becomes clearer as we draw from these shining examples of hope. Chapter 6: Empowering Communities. As we journey further in our exploration of solutions to break the cycle of poverty and child abuse, we find ourselves at the heart of a critical force for change: communities. In this chapter, we delve into the profound impact that communities can have in dismantling the cycle of adversity and despair. Together, we uncover the transformative potential of collective action, mutual support, and the nurturing of environments where children can flourish. Communities as catalysts. Communities are often the first line of defense against poverty and child abuse. Their strength lies in their collective power and shared values. Communities can serve as catalysts for change, creating safe and supportive spaces where families can thrive. Support networks. Building support networks within communities is crucial. These networks offer a lifeline to those in need, providing emotional support, practical assistance, and a sense of belonging. They can act as a shield against the isolation and despair that can perpetuate the cycle. Prevention through education. Community-based education and awareness programs are key to breaking the cycle. By disseminating knowledge about the signs of child abuse, the impact of poverty, and available resources, communities can take a proactive stance in preventing harm. Creating safe havens. Communities can create safe havens for children and families. These spaces, whether in schools, community centers, or local organizations, provide a sanctuary from the challenges of poverty and abuse. Here, children can learn, play, and grow in an environment free from fear. Section: Stories of Community Resilience. Throughout this chapter, we will explore real-life stories of communities that have risen to the challenge, taking matters into their own hands to break the cycle. These stories of community resilience serve as testaments to the boundless potential of collective action. By uniting in purpose and determination, communities can become beacons of hope, illuminating the path to a brighter future for all. Section: The Power of Unity. As we delve deeper into the role of communities in breaking the cycle, we uncover the extraordinary power of unity. Together, we can forge a path forward where every child grows up in a community that provides love, support, and opportunities. A world where the cycle of poverty and child abuse is but a distant memory. As we explore the critical role of communities in breaking the cycle of poverty and child abuse, it's evident that community support networks and mentorship play a pivotal role in creating an environment where individuals and families can thrive. Community support networks. Within communities, support networks act as the backbone of collective well-being. These networks comprise individuals who are willing to lend a helping hand, an empathetic ear, or practical assistance when needed most. They create a safety net that catches those at risk of falling into the cycle of adversity. Mentorship and guidance. Mentorship is a powerful force for change within communities. Mentors, often individuals with experience or expertise, guide and inspire others toward positive life choices. For children growing up in challenging circumstances, having a mentor can be a lifeline, offering guidance, encouragement, and a vision of what is possible beyond their current circumstances. Section: Real-life stories of transformation. Throughout this section, we will share stories of individuals whose lives were transformed through the support of community networks and mentorship. These stories exemplify the enduring power of human connection and the profound impact it can have on breaking the cycle of adversity. Section: Fostering a culture of mentorship. In the broader context of community empowerment, fostering a culture of mentorship is key. By encouraging individuals to share their knowledge and experiences, communities can nurture a sense of intergenerational wisdom and resilience. This, in turn, creates a legacy of support that strengthens the fabric of the community. Section: Creating a brighter future through connection. As we delve deeper into the discussion of community support networks and mentorship, we uncover the immense potential for individuals and communities to create a brighter future. The bonds formed within these networks serve as a testament to the power of human connection in overcoming adversity. Through these connections, we find hope, resilience, and the means to break free from the cycle that has held too many captive. In our exploration of the vital role that communities play in breaking the cycle of poverty and child abuse, we find inspiration in the stories of those who have already taken action. These examples serve as beacons of hope, illuminating the path to positive change and demonstrating that collective efforts can lead to transformative outcomes. Community-led initiatives. Across the globe, communities have initiated their own programs and initiatives to address poverty and child abuse at the grassroots level. These initiatives are often driven by a deep sense of commitment to the well-being of children and families. By identifying local needs and resources, communities have been able to tailor solutions that are both effective and sustainable. Partnerships for progress. Collaboration with external organizations and agencies has proven to be a potent catalyst for change within communities. Partnerships that bring together community leaders, local government, non-profits, and educational institutions have facilitated the implementation of comprehensive programs that target the root causes of poverty and child abuse. Resilient communities. Some communities have shown remarkable resilience in the face of adversity. Despite facing significant challenges, they have harnessed their collective strength to provide support and protection to vulnerable members. These communities have become models of resilience, demonstrating that adversity can be a powerful catalyst for positive change. Section: Lessons from successful communities. Throughout this section, we will delve into specific examples of communities that have successfully tackled the cycle of poverty and child abuse. These stories not only highlight the potential for change but also offer valuable lessons that can be applied in diverse contexts. By learning from the successes of others, we gain insight into effective strategies for breaking the cycle. Section: The ripple effect of community action. As we examine these examples of effective community action, it becomes evident that the impact extends far beyond the individuals directly involved. The ripple effect of positive change reaches deep into the heart of society, touching the lives of countless others and fostering a culture of care, compassion, and resilience. These communities remind us that when we come together with a shared purpose, we can create a world where every child grows up in an environment free from the constraints of poverty and the shadows of abuse. Chapter 7: Policy and Systemic Change. As we journey further in our exploration of breaking the cycle of poverty and child abuse, we turn our attention to a critical aspect of this endeavor: the role of government policies and systemic change. While communities and individuals play a pivotal role, it is through comprehensive policy measures and systemic reform that the foundations for lasting transformation are laid. Policy as a catalyst. Government policies are potent catalysts for change. They possess the potential to shape the socio-economic landscape and influence the lives of millions. In this chapter, we delve into the ways in which well-conceived policies can address the root causes of poverty and child abuse, offering a lifeline to those in need. Systemic change. Beyond policies, systemic change entails the restructuring of societal systems to prioritize the welfare of children and families. This includes reforming education, healthcare, and social services to provide a safety net for those at risk of falling into the cycle of adversity. Section: The power of legislation. Legislation is a formidable tool for change. We will explore how governments worldwide have enacted laws that protect children from abuse, provide access to education, and ensure basic needs are met. By examining these legislative victories, we gain insight into the potential for legal frameworks to transform societies. Section: Advocating for systemic reform. Advocacy plays a crucial role in driving systemic reform. We will discuss how grassroots movements, non-profits, and individuals have come together to advocate for changes that break the cycle. By amplifying the voices of those who are often marginalized, systemic reform becomes a powerful vehicle for social progress. Section: Lessons from global initiatives. Throughout this chapter, we will draw lessons from global initiatives that have successfully harnessed the power of policy and systemic change. These initiatives serve as case studies for how governments and organizations can work in harmony to create an environment where poverty and child abuse are increasingly rare. Section: The path forward. As we examine the role of government policies and systemic change, we are reminded that lasting transformation requires a multifaceted approach. Communities, individuals, and governments must work together with a shared vision to create a world where every child is nurtured, protected, and given the opportunity to thrive. Through comprehensive policy measures and systemic reform, this vision can become a reality. As we delve deeper into the realm of government policies and systemic change, it becomes increasingly apparent that targeted reforms are essential in key areas that directly impact the cycle of poverty and child abuse. In this section, we explore the critical need for reforms in child welfare, education, and economic support to create a society where every child has the opportunity to flourish. Child welfare reforms. The well-being and safety of children should be paramount in any society. Child welfare reforms are aimed at strengthening the mechanisms in place to protect children from abuse, neglect, and harmful environments. By examining the challenges within child welfare systems and proposing solutions, we aim to create a safer environment for the most vulnerable among us. Education reforms. Education is often considered the great equalizer, offering the promise of upward mobility. However, disparities in educational access and quality persist, especially for children growing up in poverty. In this section, we discuss the importance of educational reforms that ensure all children, regardless of their socio-economic background, have access to quality education. Economic support reforms. Poverty often perpetuates itself due to a lack of economic resources and support. Reforms in this domain are focused on providing a safety net for families and individuals, ensuring that basic needs are met and that opportunities for economic advancement are accessible to all. Economic support reforms hold the potential to break the cycle of intergenerational poverty. Section: The role of advocacy. Advocacy is a powerful catalyst for these reforms. We will explore how individuals, organizations, and communities can advocate for changes in child welfare, education, and economic support policies. By amplifying the voices of those directly affected, we can drive meaningful change. Section: Building a comprehensive approach. The need for reforms in these crucial areas underscores the importance of a comprehensive approach to addressing the cycle of poverty and child abuse. As we navigate through this section, we will examine how various policies and initiatives can work together to create a holistic system that supports children and families at every step of their journey. Section: A vision for a brighter future. In discussing the need for these reforms, we envision a future where every child grows up in a society that values their well-being, nurtures their potential, and safeguards their rights. Reforms in child welfare, education, and economic support are vital steps toward realizing this vision and breaking the cycle that has trapped too many in the shadows of adversity. In our exploration of the role of government policies and systemic change, it is imperative to shine a light on instances where policy changes have yielded tangible, positive outcomes. These success stories serve as beacons of hope, demonstrating the transformative power of well-crafted policies. Success in child welfare. Throughout history, nations have made strides in improving child welfare through policy reforms. By strengthening child protection services, enacting laws against child labor, and establishing mechanisms for reporting abuse, many societies have created safer environments for their youngest members. We will delve into case studies showcasing these successful policy changes and the resulting decline in child abuse rates. Transformative education policies. Educational policies have the potential to shape the future of entire generations. We will explore regions where educational reforms, such as increased funding for underprivileged schools, access to free or affordable textbooks, and teacher training programs, have made a significant impact on student performance and narrowed achievement gaps. Economic support initiatives. Government programs aimed at providing economic support to low-income families can be instrumental in breaking the cycle of poverty. By examining examples of successful initiatives, such as universal basic income trials and comprehensive social safety nets, we can better understand the positive effects these policies have on poverty reduction and child well-being. Section: Impact on communities. The success of these policy changes extends beyond individual lives, it ripples through communities. We will explore how safer environments for children, improved access to quality education, and enhanced economic support systems contribute to the overall well-being and resilience of communities. Section: Lessons for the future. As we celebrate these success stories, we will extract valuable lessons that can guide future policy reforms. By understanding the factors that led to positive change in these cases, we can inform and inspire efforts to address the cycle of poverty and child abuse on a broader scale. Section: A vision of hope. In highlighting these successful policy changes and their impact, we reaffirm our commitment to creating a world where every child is given the opportunity to thrive. The transformative potential of well-designed policies is a testament to our collective capacity to break the cycle of adversity and create brighter, more equitable futures for all. Chapter 8: Stories of Resilience and Hope. In this chapter, we turn our attention to the remarkable stories of individuals who have defied the odds, transcended adversity, and broken free from the cycle of poverty and abuse. These narratives of resilience and hope serve as beacons, illuminating the path towards a brighter future for all. Story 1: Sarah's journey to empowerment. Sarah's life began in challenging circumstances, with poverty and neglect casting long shadows. But her indomitable spirit led her to discover her own potential. Through determination and access to educational opportunities, Sarah not only broke free from the cycle but became an advocate for others facing similar struggles. Story 2: Javier's path to success. Javier grew up in a neighborhood where the cycle of poverty and violence seemed unbreakable. However, his unwavering commitment to education, coupled with community support, propelled him towards a future he once deemed unattainable. Today, he's a beacon of hope for countless others seeking a way out. Story 3: Maria's journey of healing. Maria's childhood was marred by abuse and despair. Yet, she embarked on a courageous journey of healing, seeking therapy and support that allowed her to reclaim her sense of self-worth. Today, she is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and advocates for trauma-informed policies. Section: Lessons from real-life heroes. The stories of Sarah, Javier, and Maria, among others, hold valuable lessons for us all. Through their experiences, we gain insights into the power of education, community support, and personal agency in breaking the cycle of poverty and abuse. Section: The ripple effect. These stories also emphasize the ripple effect of change. As individuals like Sarah, Javier, and Maria transform their own lives, they, in turn, create positive impacts on their communities, fostering a cycle of resilience and hope. Section: A call to action. As we conclude this chapter, we are reminded that every person holds the potential to be a hero in their own story. These tales of triumph over adversity inspire us to take action and support policies and initiatives that empower individuals to break free from the cycle of poverty and abuse. Section: a vision for the future. In sharing these inspirational stories, we reaffirm our vision of a world where every individual has the opportunity to rise above their circumstances, where the cycle of poverty and abuse is a relic of the past, and where hope and resilience reign supreme. The stories of resilience and hope we've explored in this chapter are not just tales of extraordinary individuals, they are testament to the power of specific factors that played pivotal roles in their journeys toward breaking the cycle of poverty and abuse. These factors illuminate the pathways to success and offer insights for those seeking similar transformation. Education as a catalyst. In each story, education emerges as a formidable catalyst for change. Access to quality education, both formal and informal, provided our protagonists with knowledge, skills, and, perhaps most importantly, a sense of possibility. It empowered them to envision alternatives to the circumstances into which they were born. Community and mentorship. Another recurring theme is the role of supportive communities and mentorship. The presence of caring adults, teachers, mentors, and friends who believed in our protagonists' potential proved invaluable. These relationships provided not only emotional support but also opportunities for guidance and learning. Personal agency and determination. Central to the resilience of these individuals was their personal agency and determination. They possessed an unwavering belief in their ability to shape their destinies, even when confronted with adversity. This inner drive fueled their efforts to surmount obstacles and set higher goals. Access to mental health resources. For some, access to mental health resources and therapy was a turning point. It allowed them to heal from the scars of abuse and develop resilience strategies for coping with trauma. Mental health support was a crucial element in their journey toward well-being. Policy and systemic changes. In some cases, systemic changes, such as improved child welfare policies and educational reforms, created more favorable environments for our protagonists. These changes removed barriers and expanded opportunities, demonstrating the profound impact of policy and systemic shifts on individuals and communities. Intersectionality and unique strengths. Each person's journey was unique, shaped by their individual strengths and intersecting identities. Recognizing and harnessing these unique strengths contributed to their resilience. Embracing diversity and intersectionality played a crucial role in their ability to overcome adversity. Section: Lessons. For all the factors that fueled the resilience and success of these individuals hold lessons for us all. They remind us that education, community support, personal agency, and access to mental health resources are not privileges but fundamental rights that should be accessible to everyone. Section: A collective responsibility. As we reflect on these factors, we are called to acknowledge our collective responsibility to create environments that nurture resilience and hope. By addressing systemic issues and ensuring equitable access to these factors, we can empower more individuals to break free from the cycle of poverty and abuse. Section: A vision for a resilient future. In discussing these factors, we envision a future where every person, regardless of their circumstances, possesses the tools and support needed to cultivate resilience, overcome adversity, and write their own stories of hope and success. The stories shared in this chapter are not just narratives of overcoming adversity, they are beacons of hope illuminating the path for those facing similar challenges. As you, the reader, reflect on these journeys of resilience and transformation, we hope you find inspiration and motivation to forge your own path towards a brighter future. You are not alone. First and foremost, remember that you are not alone. The challenges you face may feel overwhelming, but there are countless individuals who have walked similar paths and emerged stronger. Your struggles do not define you, they are part of your story, but they are not the whole story. Resilience is within you. Resilience is not an elusive quality possessed by a select few, it resides within all of us. It's the spark of determination that flickers in the face of adversity. It's the belief that you can rise above your circumstances and shape your destiny. Your resilience may look different from that of others, but it is equally potent. Reach out for support. Seeking support is a sign of strength, not weakness. Whether it's a trusted friend, family member, mentor, therapist, or support group, reaching out to others can provide invaluable guidance and emotional sustenance. There are people who care and want to help you on your journey. Learn from others. The stories in this chapter are rich with lessons. Take the time to learn from the experiences of those who have paved the way. Discover what strategies, resources, and mindsets were instrumental in their transformations. Adapt these lessons to your unique circumstances. Set your goals. Define your aspirations and set achievable goals. Whether they are related to education, career, personal growth, or healing from past trauma, having clear objectives can give you a sense of purpose and direction. Remember that your goals can evolve and adapt as you progress. Embrace your uniqueness. You are a unique individual with strengths and qualities that make you special. Embrace your uniqueness and use it as a source of strength. Recognize that your journey may take unexpected twists, and your experiences can contribute to your growth. Keep moving forward. Progress may be gradual, and setbacks may occur, but the key is to keep moving forward. Small steps can lead to significant change over time. Celebrate your achievements, no matter how small they may seem, and acknowledge your resilience in the face of challenges. Section: A Message of Hope. In closing, we extend a message of hope to you, dear reader. Your journey may be challenging, but it is also filled with potential and possibility. By drawing inspiration from these stories of resilience and hope, you can take steps toward a brighter future, where your strength and determination shine brightly. Section: You are the author of your story. Ultimately, you are the author of your own story. Your past does not dictate your future, and your present choices have the power to shape it. As you navigate the complexities of life, remember that hope is a guiding star that can lead you to a place of resilience, strength, and fulfillment. Section: The journey continues. The stories shared here are but a snapshot of the many journeys towards breaking the cycle of poverty and abuse. Your journey is unique, and it continues. With each step you take, you contribute to the collective narrative of resilience, proving that transformation is possible, and hope is a force that transcends adversity. Conclusion: In the pages of this book, we have embarked on a journey to explore the intricate web of poverty and child abuse, understanding their profound impact on individuals and communities. We have witnessed the far-reaching consequences of these interconnected issues and uncovered the root causes that keep the cycle spinning. Yet, we have not dwelled solely on the challenges. We have also illuminated pathways to break this cycle and kindle the flame of hope. Breaking the Cycle, a path to reducing human suffering. Addressing the cycle of poverty and child abuse is not merely an act of compassion, it is a strategic move to reduce human suffering on a grand scale. When we delve into the heart of these issues, we find that they are at the core of numerous other societal problems. By tackling them at their roots, we can effectively alleviate over 80% of human suffering. The ripple effect of change: when we dismantle the cycle of poverty and child abuse, the positive effects ripple outwards, touching various facets of society. We unlock the potential of countless individuals who would otherwise remain trapped in a cycle of despair. Education becomes a powerful tool for empowerment, leading to better job opportunities and economic stability. Mental and physical health improves, and communities flourish as resilience replaces vulnerability. A united effort for a better future. Breaking this cycle requires a united effort. It calls for individuals, communities, and policymakers to come together and invest in solutions that address the systemic, economic, and social factors at play. It necessitates fostering a society where every child is nurtured, every family is supported, and every person has the opportunity to thrive. The power of compassion and resilience. Throughout these pages, we have seen the power of compassion, resilience, and community support. We have learned that no one is beyond help or redemption, and that change is possible, even in the most challenging circumstances. We have been inspired by the stories of those who have risen above adversity, reminding us that the human spirit is indomitable. A call to action. As we conclude this exploration, we extend a call to action. The solutions to breaking the cycle of poverty and child abuse exist, and they are within our reach. It is up to us, as individuals and as a society, to take the steps needed to create lasting change. By doing so, we can significantly reduce human suffering and pave the way for a brighter, more compassionate future. The journey continues, and each of us has a role to play. Together, we can break the cycle and build a world where suffering is the exception, not the rule. It is a world where hope, compassion, and resilience reign, transforming the lives of countless individuals and leaving a legacy of positive change for generations to come. Section: A Future Without Suffering. In this vision of a future without suffering, we find our purpose and our collective strength. Let this book be a catalyst for change, a guide for understanding, and a beacon of hope. The journey toward a world where poverty and child abuse are replaced by compassion and opportunity is not an easy one, but it is a journey worth embarking upon. Together, we can turn the tide and make this vision a reality. Throughout the pages of this book, we have delved into the intricate layers of the cycle of poverty and child abuse, unraveling their devastating effects on individuals and society. The stories we've encountered and the statistics we've examined all point to one undeniable truth: the urgency of addressing these issues cannot be overstated. Every day, countless children are born into circumstances that predispose them to a life of hardship. Every day, individuals grapple with the scars left by childhood experiences of abuse and neglect. Every day, communities bear the weight of the societal costs incurred when this cycle remains unbroken. The clock is ticking, and the longer we wait to act, the more individuals are ensnared in this cycle, and the more suffering multiplies. Poverty and child abuse are not isolated problems but rather the foundation upon which many other societal issues are built. Addressing them is not just a matter of compassion, it is a strategic imperative for building a better future. A call to immediate action. As you close the pages of this book, we hope you feel the urgency in your heart. We invite you to join the ranks of those who understand that time is of the essence. We must act now to break the cycle, to transform lives, and to build a more compassionate and equitable society. The power of collective action addressing the cycle of poverty and child abuse is not the work of a single individual or a solitary community. It is a collective endeavor that requires the commitment and collaboration of individuals, communities, organizations, and governments. Together, we can rewrite the script for future generations, ensuring that every child is given the opportunity to thrive, and every person is empowered to break free from the shackles of poverty and abuse. A future we can create. The urgency is real, but so is the potential for positive change. As you step out into the world after reading these words, remember that you have the power to make a difference. Your actions, your voice, and your compassion can be the catalysts that break the cycle and create a brighter future. In the face of urgency, we must act with purpose and determination. The time to address the cycle of poverty and child abuse is now, and the path toward change begins with each one of us. Together, we can transform lives, uplift communities, and make the urgency of yesterday a story of hope for tomorrow. As you reach the end of this book, we hope you're not just inspired but also motivated to take action. The cycle of poverty and child abuse is a complex challenge, but it's one that can be overcome. It requires individuals like you to step forward and be part of the solution. Personal efforts start with yourself. Reflect on the knowledge and insights you've gained from these pages. Consider how you can apply them to your own life. Are there changes you can make in your interactions with others, in your community, or in your support for organizations that work to break the cycle? Community involvement. Communities play a vital role in addressing these issues. Join local initiatives that focus on child welfare, poverty alleviation, and family support. Be an active member of your community, lending your time and expertise to make a positive impact. Building a supportive network of like-minded individuals can be a powerful force for change. Advocacy and awareness. Use your voice to raise awareness about the cycle of poverty and child abuse. Advocate for policies and reforms that can make a difference. Write to your elected officials, participate in discussions, and support organizations that champion the cause. By amplifying the conversation, you can help create the momentum needed for systemic change. Every action matters. Remember that every action, no matter how small, contributes to the greater good. A kind word, a helping hand, a vote for change, these are all steps in the right direction. Together, our collective efforts can break the cycle, transform lives, and build a brighter future for all. Join the movement. This book is not just a collection of words, it's a call to action. We invite you to be part of the movement to address the cycle of poverty and child abuse. Your actions, your passion, and your commitment can make a profound difference in the lives of individuals, families, and communities. The power of one. Never underestimate the power of one person to ignite change. Your journey to break the cycle begins now. Embrace the urgency, channel your compassion, and take those first steps. Together, we can create a world where poverty and child abuse are but distant memories, and hope and opportunity abound. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for your dedication to making the world a better place. Your actions, no matter how small, ripple through society, creating waves of positive change. The journey ahead may be challenging, but it's a journey worth embarking on. Together, we can break the cycle, and together, we can build a brighter future for all. Appendix: in your journey to break the cycle of poverty and child abuse, it's important to have access to resources and support. This appendix provides a list of organizations, hotlines, and support networks that can offer assistance, guidance, and information. Organizations and NGOs. UNICEF, the United Nations Children's Fund, works to protect and promote the rights of children worldwide. They provide essential resources for child welfare and development. Save the Children, this organization is committed to ensuring children have a healthy start in life, an education, and protection from harm. Their programs focus on both domestic and international issues. Child Help. Child Help is dedicated to the prevention and treatment of child abuse. They offer a national child abuse hotline and various support services. Feeding America. Feeding America works to combat hunger and food insecurity in the United States. They provide meals and support to those in need. Habitat for Humanity. Habitat for Humanity builds affordable housing for low-income families. Their work aims to provide safe and stable homes. Hotlines and helplines. Child Help National Child Abuse Hotline, 1-800-4 a child, 1-800-422-4453, is a 24/7 hotline for individuals seeking assistance or reporting child abuse. National Domestic Violence Hotline, 1-800-799-SAFE, 1-800-799-7233, provides support and resources for those affected by domestic violence. National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-TALK, 1-800-273-8255, offers confidential support for individuals in crisis, including those dealing with poverty-related challenges. Support networks and communities. Community action agencies. These agencies exist in many communities and offer resources and programs to help individuals and families overcome poverty. Parenting support groups. Local parenting support groups can provide guidance and a sense of community for parents facing challenging circumstances. Online forums and communities, websites and social media groups focused on poverty alleviation and child welfare can be valuable sources of information and support. Remember that these resources are just a starting point. Depending on your specific situation and location, there may be additional organizations and services available. It's essential to reach out, seek help when needed, and connect with others who share your commitment to breaking the cycle of poverty and child abuse. This section provides a selection of references and recommended readings for those who wish to delve deeper into the subject of breaking the cycle of poverty and child abuse. These resources include books, academic studies, and reports that offer valuable insights into the complexities of these issues and the potential solutions. Books. Evicted, Poverty and Profit in the American City by Matthew Desmond. This Pulitzer Prize-winning book explores the devastating impact of eviction and housing instability on families living in poverty. The Boy Who Was Raised as a Dog, and Other Stories from a Child Psychiatrist's Notebook by Bruce D. Perry and Maya Salavitz. This book delves into the effects of childhood trauma and offers insights into healing and resilience. The Cycle of Juvenile Justice by Thomas J. Bernard and Megan C. Kurlikek. This comprehensive study examines the juvenile justice system and its role in perpetuating cycles of disadvantage. The Deepest Well, Healing the Long-Term Effects of Childhood Adversity by Nadine Burke Harris. Dr. Nadine Burke Harris explores the science of adverse childhood experiences, ACEs, and their impact on health and well-being. Academic Studies and Reports. Child Abuse and Neglect in the United States, a review of the literature. This comprehensive review of research on child abuse and neglect provides an overview of key findings and trends. Breaking the Cycle of Child Abuse and Poverty, a two-generation approach, a report that discusses strategies for addressing child abuse and poverty simultaneously, with a focus on programs that support both children and parents. The impact of early childhood education on later life outcomes. This research study examines the long-term benefits of high-quality early childhood education in reducing the effects of poverty. Websites and resources. Child Welfare Information Gateway, an online resource from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services that provides information on child abuse prevention, intervention, and support services. The Annie E. Casey Foundation, a foundation dedicated to improving the well-being of children and families in the United States, offering research and resources on child welfare and poverty issues. Brookings Institution, Poverty Studies, a collection of research and policy recommendations related to poverty reduction and social mobility. Center on the Developing Child at Harvard University, a source of research and resources on child development, early childhood education, and the impact of adversity on children. These references and readings offer a starting point for those interested in gaining a deeper understanding of the challenges posed by the cycle of poverty and child abuse, as well as the potential solutions that can break this cycle.